Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the Cheatcoders episode. Episode 108. What's the date?
108.
108. And I am Raf. And I am here with my usual suspect of Don doing stuff.
What's doing?
And we are feeling a certain energy in this room because we are reciprocating this energy from a certain individual for this special episode on this Sunday that happened 2 days after Valentine's Day. So I'm feeling the love in this room. It's because we have a reflection of this love. A certain reflection.
Where's that reflection coming from?
I don't know. I think it's kind of like a thing that we call a mirror. Therefore, we have a special guest, and she goes by the name of Mirrah. What's up?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Not bad.
It's an honor to be here on the Cheatcoders.
So we have Mirrah on this episode on this special Sunday, and we don't have Nats blazing. He's busy falling asleep, so we'll wake him up later.
Wake up.
You know, sometimes you need some rest to be a bit more woke.
And I'm tired.
I think Nats will be more woke when he comes to Sydney really soon. But let's talk about Mirrah. So can you give us a little a backstory of who you are and what you do to the audience that of the Cheatcoders?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Yes, so my name's Mirrah. I use it as an acronym. My image reflects and resonates above heights.
Hey.
Damn.
Yeah, because I feel like first and foremost, before you see me, I want you to resonate and just vibe my energy. Yeah. And it's one of those things that, I'm only 5 foot, but at the end of the day, it's not about your height. It's not about your stature. It's about what you project, and that's really who I am. But then when you see me, you're like, okay, she's this 5 foot Blasian that has this. That's why I say on my Instagram, I'm petite with a really strong voice. It's like this. Okay.
I love it.
Who are you? Well, what do you do? There's something there.
Yeah.
And it's just, I love life. That's what I do. I love life. I enjoy the love that I have gratitude of, and that's why the EPs are called Life and Love.
Yeah.
But it's just me being myself. I was adopted at 4 months old by a Caucasian family, so I never saw color until, unfortunately, I got older.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I see people as Sesame Street. So all the listeners out there, those that did grow up in the era, the old era of Sesame Street, I see people as, different colors. It's like, you have an orange nose or purple ears, and there's never race until, someone unfortunately says their race. And I say unfortunately because we shouldn't be friends with someone because of a race. You should be friends with them because they're just naturally a cool person, or you have like-minded. It's like, and that's why I love hip-hop, because it's that whole thing of, you love music, I love music. Oh, you love hip-hop too? Oh, I love hip-hop.
Yeah.
And like, you just I love the fact that your name's Mirrah, because then you attract the like-minded people. It's kind of like a reflection of yourself. Yeah. In terms of your personality traits, what you like, what you sometimes dislike, and like how you just give off energy. You're able to reflect onto the people around you, and that's really in terms of building a community, and then creating an energy in this genre of hip hop, or even like music in general. Just finding the like-minded people is really important, and I like the fact that we're just talking about your name right now.
I know.
It goes deeper than that.
And the beautiful thing about my name, I'm actually named after my birth mom. So that's even why it's more important to speak about my name. I used to be an alias, so I used to be Shorty. A lot of people from back in the day as MCs, they used to know me as, but I spelt it SHORTI. I for individual, I for Indonesian, and I for just being, learning about my identity. So it's that whole thing of, what does I stand for? Without being all about me. Thing.
I love how you just, even with the name, is all thought out.
There's so much thought put into it.
It's the name is really deep. Because I love hip hop and music as an art form, because it's always a different perspective of an artist's craft. I could think of something different than Don would think of a certain song, of a certain artist, and now we're just talking about your name, and we're having different perspectives of your name, and you're just telling us how deep it goes. It's unbelievable that you as an artist just thinking of just coming from the name and just putting depth into it.
How long did that take you to come up with? Like, was that
my image reflects?
Yeah, was that a process, or was that just one day you woke up and you thought, I'm gonna?
Yeah, I love words. I was terrible at school, but when it came to English, I love that an English teacher could explain something and you could see everything. I see everything visually, and I see the colors as words.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when I saw Mirrah, and I was like, okay, if I want to reflect myself, and then I was like, oh, the double R. I was like, well, what do I reflect then? And a lot of people always would say, Mirrah, you resonate a really positive energy, or you resonate mad realness. And I was like, oh, it could be real. But I was like, nah, that's too dated. Like, even back then, like when I thought about it in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like real sounds strange to me because what is real?
Real is relative, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I can't, like at the end of the day, you're always going to be as real as you can be, but there's certain times that you might fail and not be as real as you want. Or not allowed to. And it's like, I just would like to reflect and resonate a good energy. So it's like the above heights came about because I was like, I'm taller. My spirit's taller than what I reflect, basically. You know what I mean? Like that vibration will go.
You're just a walking double entendre, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I know. Sometimes it like can be verbal diarrhea. Sometimes I think, when you're at school, it's like might not be good at school, but you're really good bullshitter. Yeah. It's like, like you'd be like, this is art. Now the frequency of the sound of these things is like, man, the earphones. You're like, whatever. But you just know how to explain it.
Yeah.
The structure. And,
and another thing is passion. When you're passionate about what you're talking about, people will listen,
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope people are listening.
We hope that you're listening. You're staying tuned.
We are very passionate about this podcast, and you're very passionate about your name. It's like sometimes when people ask me, where did Raf come from? I'm like, I don't want to describe it because like it's just a long conversation. Because Raf is my initials as well, Rene Empire Flores. See? So and then it's just too much to But you got this name and the whole acronym, and it's all thought out, and you are happy to describe it. It's just. That just reflects, I keep saying that word, but reflects on how much of an artist you are. Yeah. So how passionate you are about your craft.
And I think as well when you want to start, like the young people that are starting to be artists, it's like it's okay to be your real name. And you don't need to put an acronym to it. I think it's one of those things of how do you be your true self, a true artist, and reflect that instead of trying to be somebody else. Because somebody else is already taken. Somebody's already making money for their personality, for their identity as that artist, and that tone and that voice. It's like you hear one tone and all of a sudden, nowadays you'll go, okay, I'm waiting for like 5 other artists that sound like this artist. Because the business side of it is, they're making money, we can make money. You have the same tone, let's go. And it's like, wow, you just watered the business down or watered the artistry of it. Because now you sound the same. The only difference is your artist name. But if I close my eyes, every artist sounds the same drawl, the same tone. It's like, no, like resonate that what you are as an artist, not just as hip hop. Like you listen to Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, then you listen to Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Tribe Called Quest. All those artists sound like them.
Yeah.
Not one of those people sound the same, and they're all different genres.
I love it.
But nowadays, you're like, I love this artist. And you're like, and then 2 weeks later, you listen to another artist, and you're like, is that the same guy or female? Like, it's slowly coming back, I find. Like, artistry is coming back, that tonations and cadences are different. And that's, big ups to Zig, producer, and
shout out
engineer of the EP of 2 EPs. He helped me for 20 years of how Mirrah can resonate a vocal tone different than before. Like growing up, so I'm aging myself right now. So I'm proud. I'm 46 years old this year. So I've been in the game for 20 plus years. I only started rhyming when I was 19 in London, because all my boys that were Caribbean and Jamaican were all doing, like, obviously speaking patois or whatever their accent was over music of dub beats and what do you call it? jungle music and stuff. So I used to emulate them because I'm great at dialects.
Yeah.
So I was just to emulate them and all that. And they was like, sure, you know, you can really rap, you know, you can really do that, you know, like, you should do that, you know. And so I was like, let me try. But I also toured with Public Enemy at 16, so I saw what performance and strength you can use your voice as. Yeah. So Flavor Flav is like my uncle. You know, he was my mentor from 16 up and took me under his wing. And it was just that moment of, I didn't want to be an MC back then. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to be a performer and a choreographer. But when I went to 19 at London, this is, excuse my language, this is 1993, 94 in London. And I was like, when I saw the power that you have as a person, you can vocalize and tell your story, I was like, this is what I want. So now fast forward, how did Mirrah Born become Shorty the RV, which was, this was funny. It was like RV because I'm so much high in energy, but also I like being that I found out at 16 that I'm half black. It was that moment of rear view. She got a booty, you know, for an Asian girl, you know. So it was like rear view, like at the same time, Shorty RV. It was like mad funny, but it was that moment where I remember what I was taught as an MC from Flavor Flav, watching the performers now of the Caribbean artists that I was friends with in 1993 up, and meshing them together. Yeah. And going, how do I now find my identity to perform? Once I got the bug, I was like, this is fun. Yeah. And back to Australia in 1996, performed on stage spontaneously with Flavor Flav during the Fear the Black Planet tour. And he was like, yo, Shorty, come on stage. I was just his homegirl sitting on the side of the stage. He's like, Sydney, you know I'm Chuck D's hype man for Public Enemy, but you don't know I have a hype man. And I'm sitting there like, what is he doing? He's like, yo, Shorty, come on stage. I came on stage, first time, freestyling, vibing to whole of Sydney. And he basically introduced Shorty to Sydney in 1996. Yeah. Like, he's like, throw that down. I was like, ba 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 ba. And it was an amazing feeling. And that's, again, I want to do this. This is dope.
That's crazy.
Like, it was that breath of fresh air, of like that stimulation of wordplay, of fun, and my own self-acknowledgement of strength to be on stage having people watch you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't the ego side of hear me. It was more so like, oh, wow, like I can command myself to make other people smile. I was like, this is dope. Because I like making people smile anyway. So I was like, this is fun. Like, if I can write raps and deliver, oh, man, this is what I want to do. So from then on, it was like, let's go.
Yeah, that's... Who has their, like, origin story with Flavor Flav calling you out on stage to do your thing in front of a whole crowd, and that's where you get the bug? That's amazing. That's a rare story. That's amazing. That's amazing how that started. And then... Like, where did you go from there? Did you write your first song then, or like what happened?
Well, it was a blessing again. Big ups to an ex of mine. He in London, his boys. It's a cute story. His boys heard my voice. This is again. I was a choreographer, a dancer in London. Heard my voice on his answer machine. For all the young ones out there, there was such a thing called an answer machine, which you press and there was a little cassette. Oh, yes. That thing is like 2 holes in it and it has tape in it, and you press it and you record upon it. That was an answer machine. So, yeah, he played it and they heard my voice and they were like, who's that? That's my girl, man. Bring her to the studio, you know, because we need her voice. She sound like MC Light, you know. Bring her out. I love it. And I was it was funny because I was mad shy. Surprisingly, I was actually shy back then. And I was like, oh, man. They were like, rap. I was like, cat, rap, tap. Like, I don't know. And then he obviously he knew, and he was like, babe, read your rhymes from your poetry books. So I read my poetry over the mic, and then that's when all of them were like, like, yo, let's change them into bars. So that's when I started learning about how to write rhymes, write
Put in
bars,
the structure of a bars, yeah.
and it was like, oh. Then once they taught me that, I was like, oh, this is over. Like, this is fun.
Yeah, that's another bug that just hits you.
Yeah, it was like, I wish English was this fun.
Yeah. Oh, it is now.
It is now. That's what I'm saying.
It is now.
Yeah.
Putting into a 16-bar structure, telling a story, making it rhyme, finding ways to just put it together and flow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We can tell that you love wordplay.
I love it,
just
man.
Just in your name, and you know, obviously you're an MC, so that comes hand in hand of being an MC, the wordplay. What about the wordplay? Like, how did that love of wordplay come about for you?
I'm very emotional. I'm my own best friend. So I'm a single child. So the only person that I could speak to was myself. And the only person that if I needed to confide in at the time of feelings was pieces of paper. So my mom didn't even know that, I wrote poetry. Like, I would just write over and like all different types of feelings, from really negative stuff to then amazingly fluffy stuff, but wasn't writing songs.
Yeah.
This was just diary entries, but I would write poems. Didn't even think about the concept. But then it's interesting because now I look back, my mother was a journalist. So I got the heart of youth worker community, passion for wordplay and education, self-education from my dad, because he's a community worker. But I got the journalism and the wordplay importance from my mom. Nice. So it's like, without realizing, you do take on traits from your parents or loved ones that influence you in your life, and you become it, which I had no idea I did.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I became so passionate in wordplay, because it was my best friend. Like, if I didn't have hip hop, honestly, in a negative way, I don't think I would have been alive, because I had serious situations I needed to deal with. Hip hop kept me living. If I didn't have wordplay, I wouldn't been maybe the same person either, like maybe very, very depressed or whatever, because it was, again, a form of an outlet of, I need to just write. I need to get this out. I have something to say. But I didn't know who I was saying it to.
Yeah.
It was like, if people believe in God or believe in the universe or an energy, it's like I needed to share it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all the lyrics that you've written, which like rhyme or 16 that is your favorite that you've ever written, and why?
Interesting. So an old one that I wrote was about war.
Okay.
Yeah, like growing up to Bob Dylan and Joan Baez, a lot of people don't realize I love folk music. So the influence of hip hop, it's funny, like when people go, who's the best lyricist, blah, blah, I'll be like, yo, Bob Dylan, Joan Baez. They're like, what the? I'm like, yeah, because they had so much.
Well, technically, you're saying lyricist, so you're not saying rapper. You're saying lyricist.
Lyricist, like they had things, and plus, I grew up in a mixed home.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have no idea. Like those that see me now wouldn't know that I have Caucasian parents, because they would assume that my mom would be visually Asian and my dad or visually African American or black or wherever, Like, but yeah, like I grew up in a mixed home, so my music was very mixed. So that whole thing of the influences and the lyricism, but yeah, music, poetry, it's a magic energy that makes me feel whole.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it makes me feel whole. Like I feel like I'm 5. Like I'm still very 5 because of music.
Yeah. And that's probably the founder of youth that you found. You said you're 46.
Yeah, man. This year, July 4th.
And you don't look at like
I don't
your birthday
feel
is on
it.
July 4th.
July 4th, man. I'm firecracking it.
You're a very interesting person. I'm telling you now.
Thank you.
Everything about you is very every aspect about you is just interesting. Like it's incredible how you just came to be as this person that you are today. You've gone through the ups and downs of life.
Yeah.
Yet you still look like that you've got a lot to.
I got still so much to give.
Yeah,
too,
a lot to give, a lot to love to give.
Yeah.
Like
and
you don't
learn.
look,
I
when you
love learning.
Like I know a lot of 40s, like people in their 40s that look tired. You look like you just got a lot of energy.
Dude, I meet people at 25 that look tired. They be looking at me like it's funny because I meet people and society or systemically, people always want to politely down somebody. Like, oh, Mirrah, when you get to my age, you're like going to learn so much and it's so hard. And I'll be politely saying, do you mind if I ask how old you are? They're like 24. And I'm like, sweetheart. Like, yo, at the time I was 30 and I was like, babes, like I'm 30 years old and you making 24 sound painful. Like, and they look at me like, what? What do you mean? I thought you were like 19, 20. And I'm like,
fountain of youth. I think music is your fountain of youth.
Like hip hop, listen to hip hop more. Yeah. It will keep you young.
yeah. Flavor Flav, it'll keep you young,
Yeah, see, in his personality, he's so playful as well.
Yeah.
It's
it just comes to a point like age is what you make of it, Like if you want to feel old, then that's what you're going to feel. If you want to feel young, you feel young. If you want to be this certain person, you'll be that person. It's more so like the manifestation of who you want to be, of what you want to do.
I love that word too.
Yeah, I love. I've heard it like a few times. Like last year, I'm gonna continuously use it because I want to manifest my future to a better one for myself. And you're an example of that. You speak things and wordplay is your thing. Therefore, you started writing music and then you speak things into fruition.
I think what's really important as an up and coming artist as well, or even fellow artists that are out there, is stop trying to be perfect, practice to be better, and it's okay when you're not feeling at your best. There's a lot of pressure as an artist to upkeep and be the best, and especially in hip hop, it's like, oh my God, I need to put my album now out because this person's coming out or the next generation's coming out and I gotta still be amazing and dope and everything. It's like, slow down. It's okay not to be dope for a second. Pull back and learn. Yeah. Be strategic on it. Know your place. Even watch others. Don't watch it to be competitive in a negative sense. Like, yeah, I'm gonna whoop their asses. Be a support network. Be like, okay, the next generation's popping up. Study them, watch them. Don't be the same as them, but maybe go, okay, they're the era now to be influenced by.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sound trap because that's not me, but I know cadence. So I know if I get a song and if I wish to be on it, I can do it if I wish. But then there's certain times it's okay to go, nah, I'll pass on that track. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I would love to collab, but you know what? My brand, I don't wish to be a part of that.
Yeah. It has to connect to you. Like music has to, whatever music you do, it has to connect with you. Like if it doesn't connect with you, why are you doing it? Like, and also like when you say that you don't have to be dope at that moment, people always consider like if they're not dope at that moment, that means it's like they're not dope at all. They don't consider that if they're not dope at that moment, it's just a feat that you go through. Then you can be dope. It's ways to learn to be a better MC, artist, and all that.
And I think there's such a pressure on people, artists, but people in general to be something, to be a brand, to be a status, to be something because of social media nowadays.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
And it's like
the word I dislike is somebody. Oh, you somebody, huh? Of course I'm someone.
Yeah.
But I'm not bigger or better or anything, It's like it's a status thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's difficult I sound old when I say this, in this day and age. But yeah, because you're
not old, man. As we said, like if you feel young, you'll be young. Yeah.
It just sounds old when I say in this day and age. Back in my day.
When I was your age.
But when I was a little tucker.
It's a little tucker.
A little nipper.
You are so good with accents. But yeah, like I heard someone say that nowadays children have to create a brand before they create an identity for themselves.
That's scary.
Right?
Like a brand, like you creating a business before your own identity.
Yeah. And so they're putting this like version of themselves out on the internet
Yeah.
before they're figuring out themselves
This
internally.
that's
But I love that you're just real. We talked about how being real is like, the concept of being real, but you're real.
yeah. I try to be. I aim to be. I was adopted by really good parents.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not, and I feel like it's that thing of they wanted me to celebrate life, but they also wanted me to acknowledge, like, you can only be you. You know, it's like if you want to be a religion. So, for example, if I wanted to have a faith or a religion, because I've grown up, even though born in Indonesia, it's like, well, everyone around me, am I supposed to be this faith because that's what Indonesians are? So it's like, okay, well, let me research. But my dad was awesome. Like, big ups to Joe Fay. He always said to me, he's like, I don't care what you decide to be, but if you can do it thoroughly and know A to Z research about whatever it is, and you can say it verbatim of what that means to you, I might not agree with it, but you know what? You know it. You thought it out. Be it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and it was really cool. Like even the choice of being the OG of a tomboy.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a tomboy, they just straight assume that, I hang around so many different people, but they think I'm a part of the LGBTQ community because I'm a tomboy. And I'm like, nah, this is just me.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I'm thinking, like, we can't be a tough woman. We can't
Without being labeled as something else.
labeled as something else. Not that I give a what, like.
But it's just interesting.
But it's just interesting the stereotype that you put upon me, that because I'm a strong-minded woman and I love life and I love who I am learning to be every day. But okay, so you think, or if I have short hair, or if I have this type, or if I have a head wrap on. So I've done so many social experiments. It's really fun. I'll have a head wrap on one day. I'll say good morning to certain individuals. They either don't remember me, so they like have this stereotype of a head wrap, like, oh, but then I'll have my hair straightened next day or curly, and then they see me and it's like they'll turn their heads and good morning. I'm like, yeah. And I even said it. I'll call them out. I saw you yesterday. I said good morning to you yesterday. They're like, when? I'm like, the red head wrap. Oh, that was you? Yeah. What's that? And it's like giving, like I like letting people know, like, wow, like, or even brothers, like, I'll even say it, like, I'll call them out. I was in the States. I go to the store with a head wrap on. Peace, queen, much peace. You look beautiful, empress. You look gorgeous today. Next day, I wake up, go to my girl's house, get my hair pressed. Dead straight, look Japanese. Go to the store. Hey, ma, you look good, Like, what's up?
Sounds different.
Hey, what's your name? Hey. And I'm like, and then you hear in the background, oh, damn, it's Mirrah. And I'm like, wow, I'm the same chick that you saw yesterday, but that's how you stereotyped, thinking that that's how we going, like, so we live in a world that's really interesting of categorizing people too fast.
Well, it's particular things that they don't understand or they're not familiar with. They need to be familiar with it, and the way they want to be familiar with it is by giving it a label, a stereotype. Yeah. Okay, it's related to this, then it's got to be this. It's got to be this. People just, there's a lot of things. We're in a world where there's a lot of things that we don't understand in terms of humans, and we're also in a world where, well, in the old world, it's like stereotypical things are just been put into things. Things that have to be this because it looks like this. It's crazy how like the exterior has become a boundary, and it's crazy. Like, I think we are going in a path where it's kind of changing in terms of like it's no longer a boundary, and your exterior and your appearance is more so something that you can love. It comes down to self-love.
Yes.
All these stereotypes and boundaries, and it reflects on how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. And if the community sees you as this person, how can you love yourself when you're busy trying to dodge all these stereotypes, dodge all these these comments, all these things around you. It's unbelievable that these boundaries are set. But I'm liking people like you breaking these boundaries.
Yeah.
Calling them out is like, and becoming you, because you want to be yourself, because that makes you feel self-love, makes you love yourself more.
Yeah, and I'm also trying not to judge people as well, because you don't want to be that person walking around. Like, I find like the new hipster moments, like this woke word, you know, and it's like you will have people that are like, you go to a crystal festival.
Yeah.
And on like certain festivals, I'll go in and I'll leave, because then you have all certain individuals like, I know more about crystals than you, and I only eat this and I only eat that, and I'm better because of this, and I'm sitting there like, yo, this is far from what the community is about. You know what I mean?
It feels like sometimes if people are woke in quotation marks, it's like, I know more than you, or I am better than you because I know this, and it's less about understanding, and it's more about people just going, I understand the history of this, and so therefore they'll be condescending, and they'll speak down to you.
Yeah, they're so woke that they need to sleep.
And it's the same with hip hoppers. You know, sometimes you'll meet a hip hopper and it's like, you know, I know hip hop more than you type stuff, and you're like, okay, great. I'm glad that you do.
I know how to recite Paid in Full by Rakim. You know, it's like, why? What's that got to do?
Hey, at least it's that.
At least it's that. but you don't have to put that over me.
I know, yes, at least it's Paid in Full by Rakim. I was like, oh my God, that's like serious. I love that he was Rakim the God, like Rakim Allah, because I was like, he is so the God to me. That was actually the first video that I watched, 1985, 86 on Rage.
Yeah.
Rage.
Dude, I was like 5th grade or 6th grade. I snuck out of my room. I turned on Rage, and it has the and I was like, oh, and then all of a sudden you hear that. I was like, oh, and I'm sitting there like a young hip hopper, and I'm watching the video, and then he comes out thinking of a master plan. I was like, oh, I was like, who, number one, who is that? I'm like, I'm in 5th grade. My heart's like, ooh, that's my steez. You know, like already I was like, I'm gonna marry somebody that's that way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hip hop. That's hip hop. You know,
I love that. And you start eating fish as your favorite dish.
It was like that was the best video I watched. So I was like, grand. And then the other music videos that I loved to watch was the Public Enemy. The Night of the Living Bassheads.
Okay.
Man, watch that. And it's funny because that was actually the time I was introduced to MC Lyte.
There you go.
Yeah, because she was a feature in it. And she's like, this is MC Lyte coming live and direct from the never end. And I was like, her tone, she made me feel alive, because I used to get teased as a kid, sounding like a boy. So already imagine, I'm a tomboy, I'm ethnic. And I'm going to this school, and I was like sitting there, and I was like, oh my God, she sounds like me. She's in sweatpants. She's on TV. I was like, oh my God. I was like, who is that? And it made me, I didn't want to be an MC. It was more so, there's someone that I feel on TV is representing me. And then TLC came out. It was all like, oh my God, another group of women that I felt were me.
Yeah.
And then crazy fast forward, I do 2005, which is Are You the Girl, which is a TLC reality TV show to tour with TLC. I didn't get chosen because they politely said that I reminded them too much of Lisa Left Eye. God bless. You know, rest in peace. But it was an amazing situation. Here I remember being a kid, growing up as a teenager, watching and listening to TLC, moving to London at 19, serving T-Bars as a retail consultant in the hip hop store. Yeah. Being invited to go to dinner with her, Chili, and Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Unbelievable.
and I'm standing there, and there was a situation that occurred that they were both being very cheeky that day. I'll just say politely, and I had to leave, and that was my first time meeting.
Wow.
Lisa. It was kind of funny because all of a sudden, fast forward to 2005, I'm now auditioning.
It's funny.
And then I'm runner up.
It's funny how life works, doesn't it?
Yeah, sliding doors, man.
It's unbelievable. Like it feels like you're meant to go through that path because it's in different countries, for God's sake. Like
I was in London.
How can that happen? You know, it's just like it's just little threads and weaves that create this fabric of life, and everything just connects. It's unbelievable how you just came from that and then moved to different countries, and then it seems that this path is meant to be here.
Then I go to the States to live. This producer that I was working with, and every time I worked, he kept reminding me, he's like, man, you sound like Lisa. And it was really frustrating for me, respectfully. Because, again, like I was saying before, here I am trying to find my identity, trying to be me. This is my natural tone. And
everyone's trying to compare.
Everybody. So, unfortunately, when she passed, this opportunity came up. He goes, Mirrah, by the way, I put you in for an audition, to audition for this reality TV show, to be, at the time, no one really knew. He's like, to, be in the group with TLC. And I was like, what you mean you put me in for an audition? It's like, yep, you auditioned as 11:40 a.m., blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So it was mad funny. I get there in Ugg boots, ripped jeans, a singlet top, but my hair was done nice.
Yeah, that's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters. But everybody at the audition, I felt mad whack. They were all dressed up to the nines, ready to be I'm a part of TLC. And I luckily, from that moment, did a 9-week. So actually, the viewers, the listeners, you can check it out. It's on YouTube. It's called R, capital R, capital U, The Girl. And you put my name, MIRRAH, and you can watch the whole 9. You can watch the whole series.
I love it.
It's crazy. And it's amazing. I pat myself on the back. And again, big ups to Zig Parker. He trained me as an artist and as a person to be always ready as a professional, as an artist. So luckily you get to see the process of how I dealt with challenges or how I dealt with being with label.
Yeah.
Looking at you, watching you. You basically have to be 24/7 prepared as an artist once you decide to take that leap. That's your responsibility as a professional.
Yeah. One question. Have you always been like this? It's you got this energy that is really unbelievable and unforgettable. You're a type of person that people won't forget. And maybe that's one of the reasons why you've got to the places that you've been. Because people remember you.
I think I have. My energy, yes, I've always have.
There's a question I wanted to ask you as well. Something that you said offline that, you're just trying to be happy.
Yeah.
And it's life for you right now is just be happy. And that's how you stay healthy. That's how you stay looking young. Are there particular things that you do to try to stay happy? Because, like we were saying earlier, you're not always going to feel great all the time. What are things that you do to kind of, when you're not feeling your best, what do you do to try to be happy?
What's really funny is I'm actually always happy.
That's what's your secret? I'm always angry.
No. But I'll say it, and I'll say it in the context of even when I'm unhappy, I'm grateful. So the gratitude takes over my unhappiness because I'm grateful that I was born, adopted. So born, not aborted, because I was adopted. So the doctor that could have said, you know what, to my moms, you've had too many kids. We're not gonna no. Or, you know what, I could have been adopted to a whack family, abused, all that. I didn't. Yeah. I could have moved to countries that I had terrible situations and experiences. I didn't. So that is always in the back of my head. When I did go through my hard identity situations as a teenager and stuff, and I really had this trigger mediocre moment where self-hate did exist.
Yeah.
It was quick to go, I was born with a purpose and I was adopted. And once I trained that in my head to always remember that, it made me smile straight away. So that's why I mean, like, I actually am happy all the time. But when you go through hardships, that's why I love exercising. You know, I've gone through a huge change just recently, and it's like I exercise not for a purpose of, look at me, I look amazing. It's, I am developing myself to make my own self feel proud of my doings, because I know when I wake up, I got a routine.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a routine to personally achieve that I can go, good work. Now the best asset of self is I'm showing how I feel physically now, happy of what my energy is.
Yeah.
But obviously you can go through a dark spiral. So I'm actually a survivor of anxiety. A lot of people don't realize that, but I came from this is dope podcast. I came from an abusive relationship. So from 16 to 19, I was in a terrible mental abusive relationship. Once I snapped out of it and I realized it, I was like, oh snap, like he really messed me up.
Yeah. From
self-doubt, self-hate. On the real, shoot, I don't care. I wanted to get rid of my life. I didn't want it to exist. I wanted it was like and then all of a sudden the gratitude came through, remembering my parents I would have let my parents down if I did do that. Like, how selfish can I be that my mom couldn't have kids, my mom couldn't have kids. They adopted me, and then I decided I dislike my life, and because of this a-hole that's messed my head up from 16 to 19. Wait a minute. My life's not that bad. This is this joker that's messing me up.
Yeah.
I need to get rid of him. Boom. Got rid of him. I needed to go. Now the next phase was luckily meeting a dope personality. Big ups to Zig again. He luckily took on, as a strong man, to take on that whole baggage. To be like, I got you, queen. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to believe in you. As painful as this is, and you driving me crazy with your doubt and self-hate, I got you. Let's, boom. So I had a partner that I luckily found, and again, it's energy. Energy found this king to help me pull through, and he took on the baggage. So I lucked out. Really lucked out. So from that, like, again, I'm happy. But you enter stages in life where you go in and out, and then it's like, unfortunately, once, it's not losing value in yourself, it's losing, like, things come and go, and it's that moment of pain that you go, shit, I'm changing, I'm developing, I'm growing, I'm maturing now. Not to disrespect all the work that Zig Dig and all my other friends that put in, my parents, all this beautiful, like, lineage of greatness. But now where I am in my life now, it's like, I need to do this on my own. I'm now in a relationship with music, and it's horrible because it sounds mad selfish, but I'm finding myself again at 5. I'm 5 again.
Yeah.
When the first time I heard music as a kid, what is this frequency? What is this? It's me. Well, how does music make me feel? Mix feels like this. There's no one else to relate it with. It's just solely me. And it's weird because I've fallen in love with that. And that's what keeps me fueled. So meditation is a form of meditation. Writing is a form of meditation. Performing is a form of meditation. Like I said before, if I didn't have hip hop, if I didn't have music, I'd be the devil. And it's scary to say that. I honestly know that I'd be the devil. I'd be the death of me.
Yeah.
I totally would be the death of me. And it's like, yeah, so, you know, it's learning how to, and it's learning to be honest about yourself. Like, am I in pain today? Yeah. Like, if you call me now, like now we're homies. You call me like, yo, man, how are you? How you doing? You good? I'm easily be like, nah, shit day.
Yeah.
Like, well, you need to talk about it? Yep. Just having a shit day. I believe in myself, just having a shit day. But I'm grateful. I'm good. Like, I'm going to get through the day. But thank you for asking. Like, I'm not going to be like, everything's fine. Like that is when I hug a flower. No. I love your face. Oh my God. Raph was like, it was such a dope, intriguing conversation.
And then now we're going to hug flowers.
Hug the flower.
I don't want to like just make shit up just to sound good for people. I've passed that.
Yeah.
You know?
You just
I just want to be happy.
Yeah. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Self-love, again. It's a continuing theme that's going on. Self-love.
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do?
No one's ever asked me that. I do. I try to meditate as well.
It's hard, hey?
Yeah, it's so hard. I've got. I try to keep a gratitude journal, and I also journal in the evenings. And I try to. I'm very analytical, so I'll analyze. I'll rate my days, and I'll rate my mindset for each day. And what I've seen is when I analyze it will fluctuate. I'll have bad days. I'll have good days. But the bad days won't last, and that's what I've realized through analyzing and rating the.
I did not know that about you.
That's awesome.
I've been podcasting to this guy for about 2 years.
That's
and he's
awesome.
never mentioned that. I should just ask
do?
him what I do to be happy.
Yeah.
I do this podcast.
Yeah.
He does.
I do.
Yeah.
This is my therapy for everything.
But I love comedies. Do you like comedies?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love watching comedies,
Yeah.
man. Like
anything,
I'll watch anything that
yeah.
makes me laugh. Like if I
Yeah.
really do need to pick me up, I'll watch a comedy.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, number one.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a great storyteller.
He's the best, and
Yeah.
he's really strong and very, very clever. He makes me laugh.
Makes you laugh.
Curb Your
laugh and think.
Enthusiasm. Larry David. That is so my humor. It's frightening. I freaking love him. I think he's great. Like the whole Seinfeld, the beats of how things are. Then English humor. British humor.
Yeah.
Like UK. Oh my God. It's funny.
Yeah.
They're
I love
British,
British
but it's
humor.
called black humor. Go figure.
Is it called black humor?
Yeah, it's called black
comedy. Isn't
Black
it?
comedy.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard that term.
Isn't it
thrown-
interesting? I was
yeah.
like, really?
Black
And
comedy, as in like
he-
dark comedy.
Like
yeah.
dark.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like dark
Yeah.
comedy. But I
Yeah.
love it because I love sarkiness. I think sarcasm
I
is
love it
very
too.
clever when it's done well. It's like,
It's art form.
it's an art form.
Yeah, it is.
You just love art.
I really do.
Art as a
I
whole.
love art.
No matter what form it takes, as long as it's art and there's like so much depth into it.
Yeah, and I love learning. That's another thing.
I think I was gonna
learning.
hit that point because like you said that when you started having a relationship with music, you felt like you're 5 again, and you keep bringing up feeling like 5 again. And when you're 5, you're the most curious person in the world. You're trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
So you're constantly, and then I think one of the things that make you happy is to learn something, because it's more so like self-accomplishment, or you figured something out. When you're 5, you're trying to learn everything. And when you say that you're 5 doing music, you're learning the ins and outs of music, and that makes you happy because it gives you a sense of purpose.
It really does. But you got to be careful with that, because sometimes you can fall in the trap that if you don't have music or you don't have your arts, that you've failed. Do you know what I mean? Like there's always a yin and yang in things. And so I've been learning throughout the years of my life to, like I said, it's okay. If it's not going the way it goes, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
That's
always forget.
really
Yeah.
hard. Yeah. Because you want to be, it's in hip hop. Hip hop teaches you about the egotistical, like everyone has ego, but learning, like, put balls on it, I always say. The testicles.
The testicles.
The egotisticles. The egotisticles. It's like, all of a sudden it becomes mad, like, braggadocious, the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's it's like, nah, just take that away. Just have ego. Because if you don't have ego, you're not going to believe in yourself. And believing in yourself is very important.
Do you think that ego gets a bad rap? Because every time someone mentions ego, you get someone to be like, that's a negative thing.
Yeah, they misinterpret it. Because to me, I see it as two different things. It's like pride and proud. I love, like, when I do programs, it's very much like, I want you to feel proud about yourself. But pride is egotistical. It's when someone says, you're dope at what you do. You go, I really appreciate, and you respond, I really appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Pride is, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, there's a difference.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad you know, but.
Yeah. It's like being grateful and gratitude, or being thinking that you're better than everyone else.
Yeah, and hey, you might be.
Yeah.
But there's a way of expressing it.
Yeah.
In a means
because
to be like,
bringing it out, like if you know that you're better than someone else, bringing it out, what's that going to do? You're just bringing someone's energy down, and their thoughts down. You're just putting down someone else.
Yeah.
Like, what do you get out of just saying that you're better than someone else?
Like it's funny. Like when I meet people that call themselves fans, I dislike the word fans. I like supporters and I like family. Like once somebody is a supporter and then I get to know them personally, it's like, you family. Because naturally I'm open. Like I open myself up, and I got to be careful of that. I really got to be careful with it. But at the same time, I'm like, well, shoot, I want you to know me. I want you to know what Mirrah is, because the reason why I use my real name as an artist is because I want you to know who I am. I'm a human being that just happens to have a talent, has a passion, that happens to have a story.
Yeah, and
you know,
like
I'm
my
not
story,
trying to be on top of a pinnacle, or, you know what I mean? Like, look at me in my eyes. Well, the thing is, I'm shorter than everybody, so you have to bend down. I mean, yeah, look at me in my eyes instead of thinking I'm up here.
Yeah,
you know,
we're on the same level.
Yeah,
yeah.
We all got.
Yeah, you know, we are a mirror of ourselves. You know? I am a mirror of you.
Yeah,
my pain is your pain.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Laughing.
He loves it.
All the puns.
I love it. Hey, it's
wordplay.
Wordplay.
It's great, yo. It's great.
But it always works out.
Yeah.
You know, it is deep. I really wish Nats you were here, man. You should be waking up, man.
It's his loss.
Man, damn tired.
Man, damn tired. You know.
You know, but at the end of the day,
I'm gonna see you in person, and I'm gonna punch you in your arm and give you a hug. You'd be like, ow, why you do that?
So I can give you a hug.
Yeah, I give you a hug. I'm like,
you know it's coming, Nats.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
I just feel like Nats would benefit a lot, as in Nats would benefit as much as I would if he would listen to the podcast when it's released.
Yeah, man.
Because I just felt like I've been listening to your, like, every single word that you've been saying.
Yeah.
You've been really taking me on a journey throughout this episode.
And you know what's crazy? There's like, yeah, I got 46 years of, but I got 20 plus years. You know what? I'm going to make you guys proud for you as my new brothers, and listeners. But I've been in the game for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And luckily out of the game, I've been with somebody for 23 of it, which positively did, keep me at bay and protected. But I mean, before I even met Zig, before that, I wouldn't sleep in the bed that is my house, which is hip hop. So I've never slept with anybody in the industry for the 20 plus years, because my home
is your home,
is hip hop. And I was like, why would I shit in it?
Yeah.